In this video, we will understand how EF Core does the mappings to the database. The default way is conventions. Conventions are a set of rules hard-baked into Entity Framework Core that govern how the model will be mapped to a database. Most of the time, especially with new application development, it makes sense to follow EF Core's conventions when developing the model. In the event that is not possible, you can make use of EF Core's configuration options. As we saw in the default class Chandra that we have, the class name was Chandra, so if you have any property with class name Chandra followed by ID, that will be automatically mapped as primary key. Also, if you have a column with just the name ID, it will be mapped to a primary key if that has not been defined. That is a default convention. But let's say the primary key that you want is not in this format. The format that you want is something like Chandra_ID. In that case, you have two options. First is you can apply data annotations, and data annotations are like simple attributes that you apply on top of the property. Like here, you can see if the name is Chandra_ID, the data annotation is key that you have to apply before that to let EF Core know that this column will be a primary key and it will do the mappings accordingly. Now that is one way. Another route of doing the same thing is using Fluent API. With Fluent API, you have to write a little more code, but that gives you more power as compared to data annotations under some certain circumstances. Like in this example, you can see that in data annotations, you only needed a key property. But if you had to do the same in Fluent API, you can see there's a couple lines of code. Do not worry about that code right now. We will get to there when we get to the Fluent API section. In this section, we'll be focusing on learning more data annotations that EF Core supports if we want something that is not available in the default conventions. So in the next video, let's take a look at more data annotations.